What's up, everybody? It's Kaelan Moss, Therion Thacker here with the Minute Admin, and we are today going to be talking about the Marketing Cloud Developer Trail Mix that we're going to put together based on what we have studied so far, as well as the exam guide. So we're going to put this together for you. You can watch us put it together. You could put yours together. You could put your own together. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the Minute Admin website for whenever it is finished.
Yep.
So I'm going to stop sharing, and I am going to share the entire screen up here. And just in case you forgot, if you have any questions, if you have any comments about anything Marketing Cloud, this is the place to come in and ask the questions. It is called the Marketing Cloud Super Users Facebook group. So this is where we have everybody coming in here posting their achievements. We got Thal, he just passed the Salesforce Marketing Cloud Administrator cert. We got people in here congratulating him.
Woo!
We got different questions and stuff like that. So just wanted to let everybody know about that. And in the meantime, let's get it going here on this trail mix.
Do it.
So if we go to certifications,
That's exactly where I'm going right now.
Yes.
It's like it's our repository for how we get this done. Let's just be honest. Yep.
Marketing Cloud Developer certification. You got to have the email specialist. Let's see first if look, there's no specified Marketing Cloud Developer trail mix.
No, there's not. They have not built one out.
So this is us.
Yep.
Okay. So we are going to go to the exam outline.
Yep.
And we're going to go to data modeling. Okay. So if we go to data modeling, so this is how I want to look at this. So if you look at what's it called? Lucid chart.
Yep.
We're going to just lucid chart this out real quick. So let's find give me 1 second. Do the calculation on what's 45. So we'll say 25 minutes. We'll do this for 25 minutes.
Perfect. And then while you're going through the percentage breakdown, I am going to go through their bullet points of how we can associate each one of these to the bullet points they've provided as the ability to get this done. Which is just right above this section. So I'm just gonna piggyback on each one we cover.
So if we do data modeling,
yep,
programmatic, languages, we have API,
and then let's just I'll just start on the first block as you're building blocks. So it looks like the bullet points above are basically, when it comes to data modeling, outside of the ones that we have listed below the percentage, what they really want to see us be able to do is configure and set up data models, data extensions, shared data extensions, and the contact model. We also need to be able to configure data imports. And I'm looking through the list, and work with customers and platform data, aka SQL, data views, and send logs. So I think from the bullet points above on the ability to do, outside of the ability to know, that's what we cover for data modeling.
Okay, so data modeling, let's break this down here. So let's say for data modeling, we have, I'm going to spread these out a little bit further.
Yep. And if you want to do a quick copy and paste, it's honestly almost the first 3 bullet points above our percentage breakdown. Because I think there's a split here between these two bulleted sections of the exam outline of what you need to know and what you need the ability to do in between those two sections.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's the combination.
That's what I feel. Yeah. It's like, this is all what you need to know, but this is what you really need to be able to do. And I understood that breakdown when I was building out the marketing cloud consultant guide. I was like, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
You want this knowledge, but you need the actual hands to keyboard ability to do this part.
Right.
Yep.
And
so this is our knowledge section for sure. Yep. Because we're configuring his hands to keyboard, and then differentiating is definitely theory and knowledge. Describing is theory and knowledge, and explaining is theory and knowledge. Therion. It's theory and knowledge. Theory and knowledge.
So real quick here.
Yeah.
Do you want to just do let's just do this. Let's do today. Let's focus today just on getting all the trail mix modules for data modeling.
Data modeling. Yeah, let's just focus on the first one. Our first 14%. Because I think it's going to take a 2-day session or 2 days to get through programmatic languages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just say it's data modeling.
Mm-hmm.
What up, Josh?
Hey, Josh, what's going on? Happy Sunday.
Hey, let us know how that Salesforce Saturday. I think I saw a post.
I saw some pics. Yeah, I got to see a pic. Yeah.
Dude, looked like fun, man.
For sure.
Like fun.
It looked warm. It looked warm.
Oh man.
I saw t-shirts.
Not parkas and hoodies.
I don't think I've worn just a t-shirt in the house in over a week.
Oh my goodness. You know what I'm thinking? I don't know. I'm just getting creative.
No, you're good.
Maybe I'm doing too much.
No, I think you're good. And there was cheesecake, so it was definitely a good time. Dang! Got the cheesecake hookup. Was it homemade or did it come in the big wheel where you pick which one you want?
Ooh.
Oh, that's the question. Because I think it was a talent stacker meetup. So I have a feeling that maybe somebody brought some homemade cheesecake.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have this inkling. Some amazing Salesforce Marketing Cloud or admin came like, oh, I brought the cheesecake for everybody. It's my specialty. It was like a bakery. Oh, nice.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
That's sweet. There were 3 of us from Talent Stacker. Very nice.
Nice. You know what I'm doing here?
What you doing?
I'm breaking this down into layman's terms. What is configure account contact model in Marketing Cloud? Set up attribute groups in Contact Builder and connect data extensions
and shared data extensions. Yep.
Together.
So the overarching feeling is the configuration and setup of data models in between those 3 things.
Differentiate the various types and the uses of data extensions. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically know what.
Oh, look at that. Josh said, I was the only Marketing Cloud person there. So I had to represent. Off note, you guys are looking at the developer exam outline. Correct. We are looking at the developer exam outline.
And we are creating the ultimate trail mix.
Trail mix for the developer. Yep.
And right now what we're doing is we're kind of creating a repository of breaking down the exam outline into layman's terms exactly what you need to know. So you know what? Honestly, Therion, here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We break down this.
Yep.
We say this. We go like this.
Because this is really what they're saying.
what you need to know. Boom.
Boom.
And then look, attribute groups. What's it called? Understand how to take a customer's data requirements and build it out in Contact Builder.
Yep. Work with customers and platform data is definitely a key part of this as well.
Work with business stakeholders.
Yep.
And turn requirements into technical solutions. So what you need to know, I want to keep it as simple as possible, like data extensions. Because we have because in data extensions in Marketing Cloud, we have just if you were to create a data extension right now, just on off the rip, you have 3 types of data extensions: standard, filtered, and random.
Right.
So you got to know what all 3 of those mean automatically. That should be like locked and loaded,
Yes.
Standard, filtered, random. Then you also have these different types of data extensions called, you have Salesforce synchronized data extensions.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's a mess of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that we're covering the developer guide here, but we are just building off of admin and email specialists right now. So we're taking all the blueprint that we've learned, and we're building on top of that as we become a developer. We're learning how to take those super technical terms that we've been doing with hands to keyboard and now using words to explain those things that we're doing.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And I bring that up because I explained developer to one of my close friends, and he goes, "Oh, so you're just going to be coding all the time?" I go, "No, it's not even that. Like you're developing so much more than just code and working blocks of tech. Like you actually have to work directly with stakeholders, communicate needs, worries, pitfalls." I go, it's you're developing the entire arch.
Yep, you really are. And just like as a developer, here's what I think personally. As a developer, you want to come from the administrative background first, because you want to know, can I build this with the standard functionality inside of Salesforce?
Right.
And then also you want to say, if the standard functionality doesn't work and I've hit my limit on what is possible out of the box in Marketing Cloud, then I can use code. I can use AMP script or SSJS, right? So, yeah. We've covered all the different types of data extensions, differentiate the various types of data extensions
and uses.
Yep. Describe how contact records relate across channels. So we got to know how, basically subscriber key.
And what they're really saying from a salesy term here is understanding the customer 360-degree connection across all of our channels.
And we're 2 days ago, what did you say is required for us to know that whole customer relationship?
Data. Yeah. If we don't understand the data and if we don't have clean data, it makes everything harder.
Yep.
Everything. Because you never know who's been collecting that data and how they've been collecting it. Maybe they've been collecting it in random formats all throughout a certain category, and you have to go in and correct all of the formatting of that data. You know what I mean? There's so many things.
Hey, Josh had a good question right here.
Yeah.
So coding is like for emergencies only when declarative options don't fit the need, like the red button. And to answer that, Josh, I would say I wouldn't necessarily say it's like emergencies
Emergency?
only,
Yeah.
but I would say it's like I would say this. I would say there's a lot of developers from what I've seen in the past that will create a solution in Marketing Cloud straight off the rip. They'll go straight to developer.
Right.
And then like they'll leave, right? So they're like an implementation consultant. They'll leave, go work somewhere else because they're a consultant. And then the people who have to maintain the system, like maybe they maybe that company hires a Salesforce admin and they bring that Salesforce admin, and that admin is like, what was just built? Like, so you have a lot of different people who are going to be joining in on your Marketing Cloud system once it's been built out. And a lot of them don't really know the code like that. So that's number one reason. Number two reason is it's a lot easier even for another developer to come in and see your work and be able to be like, oh, okay, this is a standard functionality inside the system. Because not everybody codes the same way. Right. So code, I would say, should be used as
Code is for the solution you can't create out of the environment for sure. It's not necessarily an emergency because it can be a very specific customization of exactly what you need. But what if you can't bring that customization out of just using the normal features we have available to us?
Like, for example,
go ahead. Yeah.
If I create an email, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I create an email,
you can only go so far.
I can only like, let's say out of the box, I'm creating an email.
Yep.
I can only use like if I didn't know code, right? If I didn't know any code, I can only use so many of these template options, which there's a ton of template options. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like you can choose template and you can choose from basic. Like this is a good, and honestly, as we saw before, you can customize it to your heart's desire with the margin, the padding, all that stuff, right? Like you can do all of this, but when we talk about making it as completely mobile responsive, desktop responsive, email client, like if you're using Outlook versus Gmail versus Yahoo versus Hotmail versus Apple Mail, and all that different, like they take different formatting for the code to make sure everything is custom responsive depending on the client, the email client you're using, plus the actual device type you're using, just that alone. And the templates are going to go pretty far because Salesforce has customized them to be a certain way. But when you start getting into making it really fit what you're trying to make it do.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it just requires some coding. And for example, like, we could always put in a personalization string and say, percent first name.
Right.
Right. But when you start telling me I had got to go look up values from another data extension and I've got to go and set a for loop and do an if statement and loop through that multiple times and then output and concatenate something right there in that specific spot, like that's going to be, you can't do that with personalization strings.
Right.
So that's where I mean, basically is like, you'll do as much as you can. Like you're not going to use AMP script for gathering someone's first name. You're just going to do percent first name, right? Like it's just a personalization string.
Yeah.
But once you get past like just needing their first name, right?
Right.
And you need data from multiple data extensions, all of a sudden personalization strings don't work and dynamic content doesn't work. So
it's almost like when I hear it getting more unique, the things that we need from the data that we've collected, I'm like, okay, we're going to have to start considering some coding options here as we get this all together.
Yep. We are. And you know what I'm thinking, bro? You know what I'm thinking? Something just hit me while I was looking at this. we look through the data modeling thing. We see these bullet points and we take everything we can from, let's just say for the first bullet point, it was right here. It ended right here. So that's section 1. Section 2 is, I got an idea, man. I got something.
All right. Let's see what you got.
2. Section 3, describe how contact records relate, which is based on the subscriber key or contact key, contact ID, all contacts, mobile list, and then email studio versus mobile studio versus mobile push. And I'll say email studio versus mobile studio, which has mobile push and SMS.
Remember, a part of that mobile push is we're going to have to make sure that we understand SDKs. So at the bottom of, if you scroll up above an exam outline, like 3 or 4 paragraphs, you'll see they put in this extra special note at the bottom. A candidate for this exam is not expected to know. Never mind.
Okay.
Take all that back. Yep. Forget I said anything.
Mobile push, SMS, and then there's like WhatsApp, right?
Yep. And line.
So knowing, you gotta know email studio, mobile studio. Those are like the main things I would say. And then you have shared data extension. See, this is just in this 3rd section. Describe how contact records relate.
We're just expanding. Like the drop down from that section, basically.
That one can go. And then the contact delete process. That's going to be just basically for contact delete, you can find that over in, or 1 second. We know for contact delete, we have to have record retention policies. Got to understand that. Data extension, record retention policies, and then got to understand contact delete process. And then also records clearing from sendable DEs. Process for deleted records clearing from sendable DEs and non-sendable, because they don't delete from non-sendable data extensions. You have to go in and manually delete records. So just off the jump, look at that right there.
Yeah.
So that's
we're also going to have to be able to explain deep dive of subscription management, data forms, custom preference pages, dynamic personalized marketing assets using scripting languages. That'll be the language section, though. Writing basic SQL, that'll be the language section. What else we got here? I think we've covered, I'm pretty sure we've hit those top 2 hard.
Where do we see data import? Okay, this is going to be the data
management section. Okay, data management section will be import. Okay. Okay, that's
work with customers and platform data. So platform data means I'm working with the data. I'm doing ETL processes. I'm extracting, transforming, loading, manipulating. So I'm using SQL. I'm using data
views and send logs
to show you what is happening right when we press send. Okay. join basic SQL. That's going to be inside of the data management piece. Scripting languages. That means creating marketing assets means emails, cloud pages, text messages that you send that have the AMP script in it. All that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the cloud pages part right here. Subscription management, that's going to fall under, that would probably fall under send logs, managing data, different ways. I think I have an idea which one it's going to be under.
OAuth, scenario, objects, methods, routes, scenario, significance of response handling, security. Yeah, that's okay. Programmatic languages, AMP script processing, scenario, programmatically exclude a subscriber at email send time.
Okay, so I think it's going to be under data modeling. I think subscription management is going to be under data modeling, and it's going to be under the bullet point of
explain the contact delete or contact record. I'd say contact records
across
channels.
I say honestly the contact model.
Okay, for subscription management
and the types of and the uses of data extensions, like the part where basically we're like using publication lists to opt people out.
You don't feel that they're saying anything about how they subscribe to each one of our channels, or?
Oh yeah, well, managing someone's subscription is like the main things that I think are when I think of managing a subscription is email frequency each week, like making sure you're constantly messaging your subscribers, and then also it's
opt-in, opt-outs,
opting, scrubbing your lists, like basically
cleaning
once a month, and like making sure you're suppressing people from the list, excluding people from lists, unsubscribing people from lists. So I think honestly that would go under maybe.
They don't make it easy. Like you really have to read in between the lines with a lot of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to go in with a game plan to pass.
Yeah.
You're just going in and passing these certs. You got to go in and game plan these bad boys. That might have been what we should have done at the very beginning.
Yeah, for sure. That's all right, though. That's all right.
Because I wonder if this is what I was thinking about yesterday. And I know this might sound crazy because we've already been on this journey for so long.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking to myself, what's the fastest way to get me the Marketing Cloud Developer certification?
Yeah.
Is it studying and becoming an expert at AMP script? Or is it knowing exactly what, like from this exam outline, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing exactly what I need to know about AMP script that Salesforce is going to test me on, and know that, hey, if I really truly do know that, that means I've learned a lot about AMP script versus what I did know.
I think it's an interesting mix because
I think people are going to say, I think there's going to be people who will say, oh, well, he doesn't know the Marketing Cloud Developer. He's not really a Marketing Cloud Developer because all he did was study for the test. And I'm thinking in my head, like, isn't that what Salesforce is asking you to actually know in order to use their product? Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't that be the thing you start with to actually study?
Right.
If you're not already working, let's say you're not already working as a Marketing Cloud Developer, but you just want to see what it takes to be one, and you just want to be like maybe entry level or mid level. Because I think you're coming in at mid level if you really know what the exam outline's telling you.
Right.
And if let's say you and me really know how to demonstrate our knowledge of AMP script and server-side JavaScript and just like the top 10 functions we've been learning, right?
Yeah.
And we can do all this stuff here.
Well, I mean, we've got some real world examples right now. You know,
yeah,
we have students that pass the admin and email specialist, and roughly 6 to 10 months afterwards, even though being nervous about doing the developer exam, not a single one of them have failed it, because guess what they're doing? They're in their they're working. So there's two completely different sides to it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what their level of study was before they went and took it, because they probably just know it at this point because they're doing it 40 hours a week plus.
Yeah.
So there's definitely the theory and learning side of passing the exam to be that entry-level novice. And then there's, hey, you need to go get this certification. You've been doing it already. Kind of.
What if we did this? What if we did this? Now think about this. This is just an idea that just popped up. What if we did this? We looked through this, and what if we created a trail mix that was literally the trail mix module for this that we can find, the trail mix module for this, and all for these bullet points, the trail mix module, right?
Yeah. You see what Timmy said?
Timmy said most job descriptions ask for knowledge of SSJS, AmpScript, SQL API, etc. LOL, like, are they for real? Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're not using those all the time, it's not like a for real thing for us, you know?
And the cool thing, this is what I think. This is truly my belief that if I know just the basics of, let's say, SSJS, AmpScript, like even now, knowing the basics of a for loop, if statement, lookup function, concat, output, V, right? I feel like right now, if you were to throw me to the wolves and you were to say, hey, we're going to put you on this project where you have to learn AmpScript, I believe I could really learn AmpScript.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I could learn it in like 2 weeks. Just because I already have that foundation built. So I think I could do the same thing with SSJS, SQL, and APIs once I figure it out, for like how we've been doing with AmpScript. And I think it's like this. All we're doing is we're just studying enough to know what it actually is to pass the exam. And I'm thinking to myself, if that's all I know, bro, we're set for any specific like task. You know,
you will learn the fastest with your feet to the fire. That is for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And so that leads me to the second part of this idea. Me just thinking out loud. What if we created a scenario for every single one of these bullet points?
Yeah.
A real life exercise for it.
Good.
And we created a real life exercise where you configured attribute groups right here, where you configured the different data extensions right here, where you connected, if you could even, it may be just a lesson on this, or where we went through the contact delete process, and we have 4 videos.
Yep.
And each 4 videos has the trail mixes the trail mix module as homework to go over this. We build it for ourselves, so we study for ourselves, and then the community gets that whenever we're done with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, this is just my thought process. I'm thinking, what's the fastest way to get this Marketing Cloud Developer certification do we want to be practicing AmpScript every single day? You know?
Because it depends on what we're going to do with our developer certification, truly. If we're going to be somebody that's hands the keyboard every single day doing coding, that's the direction to go. If we're going to be the guy that's doing the theory, explaining things to customers, bringing technical requirements, working with another team. I mean, once again, developer is such a broad open term, and I love how they broke it down in these percentages, but it doesn't really ever describe what's truly out there when you go into the field,
look,
you know.
Let's say we get to this bullet point right here where we have to demonstrate AmpScript and SSJS syntax.
I mean, if we could say based on our videos, we could have checked that off. Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is like, maybe as we go through it from here, like starting from today, I think this is probably one of the best decisions we've made, because we could get to this point, this bullet point, and we could spend like 3 days, we could spend like a week just learning more AmpScript and more SSJS language syntax.
Mm-hmm.
And those videos go towards this bullet point.
Right.
And then we have a trail mix module that covers these.
Yep.
And so what I'm thinking is, along the way of us studying, if we're actually like going through and we're creating like exercises that we're doing ourselves right here, we're actually learning it real time.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You know?
Yep. And to piggyback off of what Timmy said is the fact that getting the certification and getting a job, two completely different sectors. You want to get a job and you want to do AmScript every day in coding, then you watch all of those videos leading up to us just discussing this small bullet point. If you just want to get certified, then just follow the shorter videos and get through it. You know, there's definitely two different levels of a hole we've dug. You know, do you want to get certified or you want to get a job or do you want both? Because doing both is going to be getting this certification and then also being able to communicate back the technical requirements and agreements that we've come up with here. So it's a two-handed thing for sure. For sure. Yep.
Timmy said, I think it depends on the job role. I know some developers who only work on developing EDMs and like an HTML developer. EDM is what is that? That's email. I forget what that acronym means.
I can't remember either. There's too many.
Email, EDM.
Electronic document management system?
Electronic EDM marketing.
What does it mean in marketing?
Electronic direct
mail marketing. Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. So like, yeah. And some developers, they only do work on, on developing those emails and text messages and stuff. Yeah, for sure. And there are definitely roles where people are specifically like heads down, only working on the technology, and they're not talking to the clients. There are definitely the people who are doing that. Like working on the email studio templates. Yeah, exactly. Like there's people whose main job is literally they don't talk to anybody but their Scrum team.
And that's it. That is it. So it honestly, looking through developer roles when you're looking through jobs, you're like, what am I really doing for my daily tasks? Like, am I running a dev team? Am I working with clients? Am I creating solutions? Am I writing code? Are my hands on the keyboard today? What am I doing? Right?
Yeah.
I would say developer is the person that wears all hats. I mean, they have to. Yeah.
Yep. And honestly, you could have a developer who is let's just do, because I was thinking I didn't really know what the functional side of things meant whenever I was talking to when I heard like functional consultant.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm guessing, and we probably need to do more research on it, but like functional consultant meaning, I spelled that weird, but
you're good. Functional consultant is a product and or industry expert, often in a specialist field, what we can call Marketing Cloud that, who understands their product on a technical level, knowing limitations and how to take advantage of Okay. Yeah.
So a functional consultant is somebody who's basically a product owner.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
They're basically a product owner. And they work with the client to ask the client, what do you specifically need? The client is non-technical. They have no idea what a
conjunction junction, what's your function?
Dude, yes, that is. Yeah. It reminds me of a junction object.
For sure.
Out of Sales Cloud. So you're talking with the stakeholder who knows nothing about Marketing Cloud. They're just like, we bought this $1 million product and we want to get something out of it.
Show us that pie chart. Let's see the breakdown. Let's see how she breaks it down here. What do we got?
Bridging the gap between client and developer.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, this is a bit amazing.
Subject matter translation.
You are a translator. That is what your job is as a functional consultant.
Absolutely. There is nothing more that describes me. Yeah.
Dude. Located between developers and the client. They listen to the client. They understand the difficulties with the solution while hearing their motivations to migrate to a new solution. This sounds like a business analyst. This is where the functional consultant differs. The functional consultant works with the business analyst, and the business analyst gathers what they got, and they turn those into user stories.
Yes, absolutely. So Josh, just to follow up, the functional consultant is someone who knows the ins and outs of Marketing Cloud and are able to explain it to the stakeholders and such. Yes, but are also able to take what the development team has and break it down to also explain to the stakeholders the layman's terms of what's going on.
So more than likely, a functional consultant should be somebody who has been in the trenches of Marketing Cloud and they know what's possible, or B, they know just enough in depth about every little thing in Marketing Cloud and what it allows you to do, that they can say, this is where this functionality connects to this functionality and this will work. But a lot of that is, from trial and error.
Funny story. I've actually been interrupted in the middle of breaking things down in layman's terms for a stakeholder. And then him just going, so it's broke, right? And I said, yeah, it's broke right now. He's like, all right, how long till it's fixed? I go, give me a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I love everything. It's broke. Yep, it's broke.
It's broke.
It's broke.
Let me work on it.
Let me work on it. I'll get her running.
But Josh, you said master of none. I would say they might be a master of one or two things, because they may understand, how to set up and configure Email Studio really well, because that might have been something they did. Or most of the time when you're a functional consultant, this is for most people, you probably have worked as a hands to the keyboard person who's actually building the stuff out, working in the system for maybe 1 or 2 years, where you know what I mean? Like functional consultants, I would say one level manager of the regular consultants, right? Like the ones that are actually in the system every day building the stuff. So you might want to start off as someone who's building the stuff, in the trenches, building stuff out, and then work your way up to become a functional consultant. Because it might be a little too much if you haven't really been in the system, and you might be like, I don't know what to recommend to this client because I haven't been in the system that much, Right. So get your hands dirty for a year or two, get into a bunch of different projects, and yeah, it should be good. But hey, I have a hard stop. My bad. I did not even realize what time it was.
We're having fun. That's the problem.
We are having fun, bro. I'm going to put these links into the YouTube description that we are that's about to go live. That is live right now.
Yep.
But what do you think, Triple T? Tomorrow we just continue on this exam guide?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And anybody shows up that has questions, anything like that, we're here.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Josh said, so got to get in the kitchen, laugh aloud, start creating those recipes.
Yep.
We appreciate you, Josh. We appreciate you, Timmy. Both of you. Thanks for showing up.
Yes, thank you. Yep. Hey, that's dedication. Sunday morning,
man. I'm tired. I don't know who else is tired in here. I'm still recovering from a sickness. So, yeah, we're here. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, appreciate you, Timmy.
Absolutely,
right,
Timmy.
Everyone.
Minute Admin out.
Minute Admin out. See you tomorrow.
Later.